Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
We're going to talk about Disney Plus versus Netflix. And in this case, it's Netflix and Disney Plus racing to see who gets to be first to put ads on their platform.
Right. So Netflix has said they were going to put ads, the ad-supported tier, starting next year, 2023. Well, now they've come, it's rumored, but sources have confirmed that, in quotes, that Netflix plans on launching on November 1st, which is more than a month ahead of Disney Plus, which was launching on December 8th, to try to beat them to the punch.
Yes, and why is this? Well,
that's exactly what it's about.
Well,
and holidays.
Holidays, yeah. They're predicting that there's going to be a record ad spend for the midterm elections, which Disney at first wasn't going to allow political ads. They said after the outcry, they're going to allow political ads on Hulu.
It's not about outcry. It's about that sweet, sweet money.
That record ad spend, which they need this quarter, and also, holidays.
Well, by the time Disney does start running ads, though, it's going to be, the time they originally stated, it would be after elections. However, we have D23 coming up, and Disney Plus Day. Disney Plus Day is on September 8th. D23 is 9th through 11th. So I would not be surprised if Disney doesn't suddenly announce they're going to start on November 1st or something like that, or October 31st, or something like that too. I mean, they might not, but it wouldn't shock me if they suddenly are going to jump into it faster.
And based on the amount of ads on Hulu, Disney Plus is going to be a dumpster fire to watch with. I mean, even when you pause on Hulu, there are ads on the screen.
Well, Netflix is going to limit that, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But before we get into it any further.
Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, over 275,000 subs. Thank you for the support. Speaking of support, Crimson Wren Volume 1 on Indiegogo. A little over 2 weeks left on this campaign. Help us make this book a reality. Actually, it's going to be a reality, but get your copy, because when they're gone, they're gone.
The art's already done. It's just getting lettered and sent to the printer.
Yeah, so it's a good-looking book, written by the amazingly talented...
No, I told you not to say that anymore.
The exceptionally talented...
It was a joke.
The Pretty Okay...
There you go. Pretty okay. Just say Geeky Sparkles wrote it. And, you helped write it.
I helped with the
script. It was my
yeah.
idea. You and I wrote it.
Yes, and Jose Garcia doing the art for it. It's a beautiful book. It really is. It's going to be a nice book. It's going to be hardbound, and you want to get a copy of it. It's probably never going to be on Disney Plus.
No.
Possibly Netflix someday. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen? Anyway, let's talk about this. You did a story on Netflix versus Disney Plus.
Right. Okay. So Netflix. The rumor is, the supposed sources say it's going to launch their ad-supported tier on November 1st. Now, the difference between Netflix and Disney Plus is that Disney Plus is actually going to launch theirs, but their lowest tier is basically the cost of whatever you're paying now. So basically, if you don't want ads, you have to pay a lot more money than you're paying now. But the $7.99 a month, that is the current price, will be the one with ads. So you're not getting a deal by switching or anything.
Right.
Netflix, however, is going to offer theirs. They believe somewhere between $7 to $9 a month, which is a deal for people who don't want to pay, was it now 15 or something like that?
Yeah.
So it actually is going to be a deal for people. Now, they must have been planning something, because ahead of this, they already grabbed two of Snapchat's top executives, ad executives.
Yeah, so I did a video on Snapchat a couple of days ago that Snapchat has been laying people off. They're laying off 20% of their staff, that they've dropped, I think it's 70% of their stock value in the last year. They're not doing too good, but they did snag a couple of the Snap executives. Yep.
So here's the thing, though. This is where it gets weird. So then you find out what they're allegedly charging advertisers for the rates. They want $65 CPM, $65 per thousand. And the average usually, I think they said Hulu and Paramount and some other places, they're usually at $20 to $30. I think HBO Max is $40. Or 50. Yeah. Disney is 50. Disney Plus wants 50. Well, Netflix wants $65.
Okay, that's insane. Now, this is how Netflix is going to try to claw back some of its lost revenue. But $65 CPM is absolutely insane, especially if people are just running it in the background or whatever. I mean, it's yeah.
And we know they're going to, and I'm going to mention here in a minute, they're going to limit ads too. But the CPMs, what's funny to me is, advertisers could spend that money on YouTube, and they'd probably get more bang for their buck, because I think they're all these ads are usually skippable. Well, not, it depends. Like I know Hulu it is and sometimes it isn't, but you're gonna have more eyeballs and a more targeted audience that way, because even if Netflix starts this at that $65 CPM, they don't really have the targeting in place, which I'll talk about later. I have a paragraph that we can get to later. They don't have the targeting in place, and they're saying they're only going to run up to 3 ads a day per person.
That doesn't.
So I don't know if they're charging 65 because there's limited spots, or
I don't know. I mean, in the case of YouTube, like YouTube, it varies wildly. It depends on the type of channel you have. It depends on your audience. I mean, people get ads that are dirt cheap, like local ads.
I'm guaranteeing you're probably gonna get some election ads on this one.
I guarantee you will. They go by your demographics. They go by their browsing history. I mean, it's very weird. Sometimes you can buy, advertising for pennies. Other times like $20.
The thing is, though, it's been around for so long, they're able to target it with precision on what the advertiser wants.
Right.
Even Disney, because Disney has been, as Chapek likes to brag constantly, they have data upon data upon data on their customers. And the reason they've been collecting your preferences, your age, your demographic, all that shit, is so they can target you when they want to, sell you on shit. Yeah. So they already have all that to sell to advertisers. But they're saying Netflix doesn't really have that set up so much. Not when it starts.
Yeah, and they want a $10 million minimum commitment. Okay,
for annual commitment, yeah.
And that's another difference with like YouTube is you can, $50 if you want to spend it. But I mean, again, we're talking like major companies. I mean, I can see major companies like, Coca-Cola or, car manufacturers and stuff like that, like major advertisers. Now, Variety thinks that the price is going to be a hard sell. My guess is they won't get that, said Variety. The feedback from brands is very much wait and see. Anything above $20 CPM, the feeling is let's let other advertisers wade into that pool first.
And see how they do.
So, I mean, we're talking 3 times what, again, YouTube, the high end of YouTube is like $20 CPM.
Right. And it's, like I said, they have a lot more targeting in place, because then they're talking too that Netflix doesn't have any third-party attribution. It'll have limited targeting ability. Advertisers will be able to buy against Netflix top 10 most viewed TV series and against some content genres. But for the first phase of the ad tiers rollout, Netflix will not serve ads based on geography except by country, age, gender, viewing behavior, time of day. They're also only going to run, I think they said, up to like 3 ads a day. It'd be like 1 per hour per show. And then I think it said per customer, they don't want to do more than 3. So I think they're trying to be like, look how you can buy the ad supported tier, but you only get the 3 ads. I don't think that's going to last.
That is not going to last.
Not for the price.
I don't understand. I just don't understand why they think that they can command this much when they're new to the ad game.
They don't have it set up. Even I would argue Disney Plus, because they've been prepping this for months, would be more prepared.
So they're basically like, hey, we're Netflix and we can charge whatever the hell we want.
And they're just trying to beat Disney Plus.
Yeah, but I don't know how this is going to go. I mean, now my thing here is it going to be a race to the bottom of the barrel? Because once they start rolling out the price increases and the ads, a lot of people are going to nope out. They're just going to be like, yeah.
I think on Netflix, I don't think as much, because they really are getting a deal on the Netflix with the ad supported tier. You are not with Disney Plus. You really aren't. You're basically paying what the base price is now, but you have to deal with the ads too. So you're not like getting a savings. They're just making all the ones without the ads more expensive.
Yeah, so they're working with Microsoft, not Google, Netflix. And the thing is, Microsoft ads are really dodgy. Like they've been trying to, I used to do a lot of ad buys. I worked for an ad agency, and we never used Microsoft because it was just all over the damn place. Like it wasn't as good as Google. It just wasn't.
Well, this is because they're not thinking it through, because they originally planned on doing this by 2023. So they had lots of time to get the data they needed and to get the targeting capability and all that crap. And now they're trying to push it in before Disney. Just trying to ram it on in there without getting all the... Getting it ready first.
You have to get it ready.
You have to get it ready first.
Yeah, we're talking about advertising. So they're saying they're only going to have 500,000 customers on. So why are they going
$65 CPM?
Hell no. And the people, here's the thing. Okay, so I would look at this, again, being somebody that used to buy advertising for companies I work for, I would look at this and be like, wait, the people that are going to buy the ad-supported tier are going to be your low-rent customers because they're trying to save money. So they're going to put up with ads because they're trying to save money. They're not going to, I'm not going to run a Lexus ad on the ad-supported tier,
That's
$10
a good point.
Because if they can't afford an extra $5 a month, they sure as hell can't afford Lexus.
I know, like on Hulu and stuff, it's much lower. It's like $20 CPM. You get local ads because you can target your area. They're not going to even have that. You can target the U.S., but you can't really target like specific areas. So if someone wanted to spend that much money and they wanted to target like for one state and all their dealerships in the state, for example, they can't. They might send ads to other states that isn't going to benefit them whatsoever.
So my takeaway from all of this, from the fact that they're all tripping over each other, trying to, cash in on advertising, is desperation.
I was going to say desperation.
This is all desperation. This is called our revenue's down. Our subs aren't quite what we thought they're going to be. And look, I mean, for all this talk of Disney having the most subs, it's bullshit because Disney is counting like one household or one subscriber 3 times because they're like, oh, we have the most number of subscribers because John subscribes to the bundle. So John is a Hulu subscriber, a Disney Plus subscriber, and an ESPN subscriber. John counts as 3 people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's all like a bunch of bullshit anyway. So then I would be looking at that as an advertiser and be like, how do I know I'm not just paying you to show the same ad to John 3 times?
Right.
Because if he said no on Disney Plus or Hulu, he's not going to say yes on ESPN.
Or not just that. Maybe he only watches Disney Plus, or maybe let's say John only watches Hulu. Sports or something. Or ESPN. Say John only watches ESPN. So they're thinking they're sending commercials to 3 different people. It's only John, and he's only going to watch it on one space. So, you know what I mean? They're not going to get their bang for their buck.
This whole thing just feels desperate. And it's so weird that everybody's trying to like bank on ads now when ad rates are actually declining. And for Netflix to ask for that much.
It's a lot. It's a big ask.
When everybody else is cutting their rates just to get advertisers, they're smoking crack.
And they're not ready for it either. Clearly, they're not ready for this.
No, it's going to be a disaster.
So now the next thing, like I said, is Disney going to announce on Disney Plus Day, which is on Thursday, are they going to say, hey, guess what? We're rolling out the ad-supported tier as soon as we end this, tomorrow or after D23, or we're going to do it, because we want to get that sweet, sweet money for holiday spending and elections. Are they suddenly going to move their date up and announce that it's going to be like that month or this month or next month or something like that?
Probably.
To try to beat? Because I think they're ready to go. They're much closer to being ready to go than Netflix is.
This has always been the end game, I think, for Disney. I think that they were always going to do an ad.
You said that was of you for a while.
Because look at the Disney Channel. It's the same thing. They tried. They got to a ceiling on the number of people that were willing to pay for the Disney Channel, and they're like, you know what? Let's just give it away, throw ads on it. And we're going to make more money.
And it's only a matter of time they roll Hulu into it.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a matter, because they can't yet, because they have to still pay, was it Comcast? They still owe Comcast money for it. If it wasn't for that, I think they would roll them in together and just roll it into one and say they could say they have a bigger pie. A bigger pie.
Anyway, we're going to wrap this up. I think it's time to wrap up the pie.
Yeah, let's wrap up the pie. Put it away.
Put the pie down. Step away. Step away from the pie.
Who, Netflix?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess. Whoever is tempted by the pie, you don't need it. You don't need pie today. We're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.